in his own right. I remember in the 90s, he was right up there. Now represents Canada, and he makes the ceremonial first move. Pragg leaves it on the board. He doesn't take that move back. Interesting. I think Bareev was a d4 player, if I remember correctly. In the meantime, top right, Tanya, meditating, a site we're becoming used to, but all the other games have kicked off now.
Pragg just leaves the d-pawn on the board. Just a little jadoop there by him, and an immediate response by Hikaru. We're still not sure if it's d4, but we will get an update. That's what it looks like from our site right now. All the games underway, and I don't know if Alireza has made his move. I think he finally does. And you know what? I think, David, in that one, it's a b3. It's still far to say, but 4 big games and opening moves. Out of the rest, are you expecting some big surprises early on in this round?
I definitely am. Again, the candidates, it tends to be a feast of opening ideas, novelties galore. You see these kind of big opening battles early on where the players show off their preparation, their home cooking. But in recent rounds, I have noticed a slight trend towards quieter lines. You mentioned Firouzja playing b3 on move 2 a couple of rounds ago against Jan Nepomniachtchi, and he's doing so again against Abbasov today. Really interesting. Just taking the kind of sting out of the early phase of the game, just trying to get a position and play, as they say. And we've seen also some quieter anti-Berlins. It feels like the players, after the stormy first rounds, have tried to slow things down. But in the meantime, yeah, we will catch up with those openings when the moves come in. But yeah, I'm excited, Tanya. I've got to say, I think especially kind of looking at the leaders, we talked about Firouzja Abbasov not having an impact on the standings, but the leaders, especially Vidit against Nepo, Gukesh against Caruana, it's so juicy on paper. I'm predicting at least 2 decisive results. It definitely feels like a key day to set them up for the closing stretch.
I was going to actually ask you that looking at our matchups today. So, David, you think we're going to have 2 decisive games? I'm going to go with 3 decisive games.
Whoa.
And I will also tell you on which board.
how well guarded it is by those very experienced babysitters on c6 and f7, like a spoiled child.
And the one thing not to do is to push that pawn forward. Yes, you get to trade rooks off, but the black A pawn is of the wrong color. It promotes on a dark square. You have a light squared bishop. Actually, a rook trade, if the black C pawn disappears, does not win. But Hikaru, he's going to try and infiltrate with his rook. Okay, the white king goes forward. If it had gone back, then black would have used the B6 and B3 squares. Now the black rook can safely use the D3 square, if I'm not mistaken. And that should just be game over. Should be it. No more resistance. Rook is in.
He reaches out. Rook d3 on the board. You can't trade that rook. Pragg continues to make the moves. King b4 played. Do you give a check on b3? Do you have time to give up that a? What did you see? What do you see, Daniel?
What a cherry on top. You know, it's like he's made the Shirley Temple. Now he needs that maraschino cherry. Rook b3, king takes a4, rook takes g3. And then after you push the pawn, the bishop on f7 beautifully slices off the retreating square from White's king, that extra bishop on f7. I should say, you might say, well, where's White's bishop? There's no bishop, there's no knight. That knight got captured a long time ago. Hikaru is not going to miss that. It's over.
He knows it, he plays it. And I think this is the moment, David. I think this is the moment that Pragg just realizes there's nothing to be done. There's no stopping the C pawn. He does pick up the A pawn, and you can trade and then advance your pawns. You could give a check with the bishop, forcing the king one step ahead. But these are the last few moments of an incredibly critical win for Hikaru Nakamura. And that is
video.
We've got the handshakes. Hikaru Nakamura secures a crucial win for Praggnanandhaa. It's a crushing setback that puts him further from his goal, from the reach of that top finish. And we see Hikaru there with that win. He takes his jacket, he walks off. He's already thinking about his next video and the title for it. Daniel, what do you predict?